I built a clone of PopAI that generates 100k MRR every month with the simple stack Lovable, Supabase and N10 in just 3 hours. Here you can add your video, chat with your data, generate new content, and just steal ideas from your competitors or generate new ideas from your videos without any problems. In a few minutes I will show you how to do that, but right now please subscribe on the channel and let's get started. So how it started. One of our members came to us after a video about gathering viral videos from Instagram and asked if it's possible to do the same with TikTok. The answer is yes, but he also mentioned some great tool that he said that was viral in TikTok a few months ago, and it's named PopAI, this one. And I say that I just checked it quickly, understood the main idea, and say that I can build it within a few hours. It's quite simple. And like he said, Poppy is simple to do? Lol, no way. Okay, challenge accepted. So I've started my research with this video, how it works, and actually another few guides where people showing details like that they can upload some videos on the whiteboard, that they can link it to some dialogues and ask some questions. Yeah, usually main user cases is to summarize some videos, get new ideas, or use your own videos for audit or generating new videos based on what you already have with a consistent style and tone. Yeah, so after analyzing all this stuff, yeah, actually this video made viral, this tool, and they are actually, I think the price for this tool is around 300 or 500 per year. Yeah, as you can see. So let's check if we can not pay them and build the same tool by ourselves. So I've started as I usually do when I start new projects with a PRD document. I do that to all my clients, and I also help to build some documents for my members. And one of the pieces of this, like the main piece of this document, is user stories. In the user stories we clarify what user can do, and for this tool I specified these user stories, like user can sign in, sign up, user can add own data to whiteboard, it's like a link to YouTube, and text. In the original PopAI they have much more data types, but yeah, we just limited with time and it's simple MVP. And also you can delete, edit this data, you can create chat, and you can link your data to chat to talk to this data. Based on these user stories you can already understand what kind of database entities you will need for that. So for all cases I use profiles as a base for users, so you have a users as allocation part of the system, and then profiles that keep some main data about these users. And the main data here is simply role, like admin or user. What other type of data we have is like data itself. So because we have a link to YouTube and text, it might be a voice note or maybe some other videos, documents, reels, TikToks. And at the end, to be able to analyze all this data, you need to transcribe it. So at the end you will have a text. So the main field in the data is text, where we will keep content of this data, and also we specify type. So actually data itself will be used as entity for storing elements. So when you add a new element to whiteboard, also for example chat, it's also sort of a data. And for storing data position we will use JSON and JSONB, where we will keep some data about positioning, scale, size, and so on. Yeah, you will see all these details in a few minutes. And also we will need to keep chats and messages linked to these chats, and also we need to store a relationship between data and chats. So it's quite tricky because some of data is chat itself. Yeah, but again, this is only elements, and this is a chat that has own parameters like link to user ID and like OpenAI thread, because we will use OpenAI assistant. Yeah, and basically that's all. Simple interface description based on PopAI and a description of different workflows that we need to have to process this data. For example, we need to transcribe YouTube videos, so we will need to have this workflow where we'll use API to transcribe videos, and also we need to process text and store in the vector database store. Yeah, and then we need to have a separate workflow that will be used for chatting, where Lovable will create new chat and you gathering all data data from knowledge base, and process it to OpenAI and answer to user in the chat. So let's don't spend time on PRD anymore, but keep in mind that PRD is the most important part in any project, because if you miss some details that might be important for your project, that the whole product might be ruined because of these small details. So spend a lot of time, please, on PRD documents, and also we will soon have a PRD generated in our school community. So yeah, check it, stay tuned. And so how it looks like. So the first version in the Lovable, you can also check our guide how to work in Lovable. So I won't spend a lot of time on describing how it works. You simply chat with the Lovable and it do everything for you. It can do interface itself, and also it can do different manipulations with the database. As you can see, it's generated SQL queries. Yeah, so first try on building interface was like that. It's just copy of the state where we was there on our first steps. And as you can see, this is not a whiteboard, it's a crap. And I was really frustrated. I thought that this is the only whiteboard that we can have with Lovable, but hopefully I found that we can use XY flow library. And if you can check Lovable documents, here in the integration parts, you will find all integrated React libraries and JS libraries that you can ask to use in your project. For example, 3JS is cool for 3D objects and even building your own games. And yes, you can see there's a lot of different libraries that you can use in other integrations. So I researched actually Twitter, XCOM, and I found that one of the guys shared that you can use XY flow for your charts. And right now our dashboard looks like that. It's much better. It's fancy, modern, and you can do whatever you want here. So we started with a simple sign-in page. After that, after some debugging process, we asked to create all required tables. So basically I just copied that database description from PRD and send it here. So Lovable quite well in creating all RLC rules for privacy and creating all data tables that needed. And yeah, we use Supabase for database, and Lovable has great integration with the Supabase. And as you can see, all tables was created. Yeah, after that we started to actually working on UI. So after replacing one library with another for whiteboard, it became much better, but we had some problems with displaying these points. As you can see, we displayed only half of them, and it still need to be improved, but it's already fine because you can delete this link and also you can add it again. Also, all these elements is linked to the data in the database. As you can see, for example, we have a video with the description of the video, and we have a chat. Yeah, and video has a link. And also we have a link between data and chats, not this one, but if you will add it, it will creating a new link between data and chats. This one only exists right now. Yeah, actually. And so right now you can add text, for example, test text. You can add new chats here. Yeah, like test chat. You can create some YouTube video here and paste it, and you will even see thumbnail. And after that, you simply can use the same videos, for example, and the same chats for different chats. And after that, this chat will be able to use data that link. So for backend, we use N8N with simple HTTP requests to webhooks, because I usually rely more on seeing what I'm building from the backend part. And you can ask Lovable to build backend somewhere in the code. But if you don't understand how it works, then it will be really complex for you to debug it and maintain in the future. So I prefer to use N8N. Yeah, so every time I'm adding a new YouTube video, I'm running this process. No, actually, this one is universal for all data types. So every time I'm creating a new YouTube process, I get this data. So we have a data ID. Yeah, so the record itself created here. We have a link, we have a video, and we send an ID of this record, this one, to here, to the webhook. Then we get this data by ID. Yeah, you can see it here. And in case text doesn't exist and the type of the data is video, then it means that we need to transcribe it. In the future, if we will have more types, for example, I don't know, images, we also can analyze images, or I don't know, TikTok, Reels, we can add a switch node here to recognize type. And based on these different different options. Yeah, you can add different routing rules here. You can trigger different scenarios that will process your Instagram video or I don't know image, and then return back to here scenario and save it to the vector store. So if it's a video, we trigger a special process for the video transcribing. We trigger this flow. Yeah, actually we don't need to merge anything here. It's deprecated stuff. We get data record again. We have a link for this video, and then we use API. I've already showed how work with API in other videos about YouTube agents. I use simple Ninja transcript actor there, and it works quite well. As you can see, it returns transcript, like full transcript of the video, even if it will be, I don't know, 30 minutes video, it will transcribe it too, no problem. Then we just update the data and we actually return back to our process here. So when we started it, we actually started here and finished here. We're not waiting any response here. And then we again triggered the same workflow, and in this case we already have a text, so this condition won't be met and we can process. So every time the data has a context, we can process it here. So it's just universal workflow. You can do it different way. You can separate this workflow of, I don't know, sending to different switchers and have a separate workflow with saving to the Supabase. I just prefer to not create a lot of workflows and follow dry rule, don't repeat yourself, and yeah. So every time we get a text, we just mapped it here. As you can see, we save a user ID, we save a data ID, a link, and yeah, just saving vectors in our vector store. And also, yeah, I forgot to mention, for storing data in the vector store, you need to trigger a special query, and this one, you also can find it in our community. So like you need to create extension, you need to create documents table, then you need to create match function that will be used for like anytime you're trying to retrieve some data from vector store or you want to write some data to vector store, you will use this match function. And actually we improved it, and I will talk about it a bit later. Yeah, so we're saving it as a vector store. You see that we cut into multiple small pieces, and all of these pieces is actually linked to the data and to the user. We need to link it because, yeah, let me show you. When we started a new dialog, for example, we started new dialog here, and we're asking, tell me something about Poppy AI.
Tell me about Poppy AI.
Yeah, so every time you send in this message, we go into this workflow. So we get the message record. So because Lovable save all Supabase records by itself, so we're not sending the text of the message there. It's sending if it's user and or assistant. Yeah, we're just saving text and send the ID of the message to backend here. Then we need to find chat record. So each message is linked to the chat where it was created. And why we need this chat ID? Because we need to find all data that will be used for this chat. And when we have a chat ID, we can have all linked data from the data chats table. So for example, this one, and it will be a text and it will be a video. So then for every new chat, we create a thread in OpenAI, and also we use a message like assistant node. So we have a separate OpenAI assistant where we specified some simple instructions, and we use threads like this custom node to create thread, get a thread ID, and it will be sort of separate chat as you create a new chat in ChatGPT. Yeah, and then we will use it further here in the memory. So you can specify memory with memory connector, for example, and provide some, I don't know, Postgres SQL memory and save it there. Yeah, if you ever seen any other agent works like that. But we use internal threads of OpenAI because it works much better based on my opinion and my experience. Yeah, that's why I prefer to do that. And after that, we get in all data chat records. Yeah, so extremely data records, but data chat records. Yeah, we're using chat ID from the message, found all records, and this way we have an ID of data. And this array of data IDs, yeah, we aggregate it here, and as the result we have these IDs. Why we need it? Because then we will go to the vector store and use this data ID to find all vectors linked to the data IDs in our array. So we will store all files across all people in our vector store. It will be, I don't know, 100,000 different files. But we need to do search only in array of data IDs related to our chat that we linked here. Only in this, and this. I don't want to search through different videos and different users. But the problem is that if you will try to use simple Supabase vector store node here, for example, you can specify metadata filter, and this metadata filter is dumb. It's a problem of N8N right now, that you can only specify hard condition like data ID should be equal this data ID. It doesn't work for us, because we need to search through all these data, not only one. How to do that? We need to build own code node where we specify, like you see, this is my OpenAI key, Supabase API key. Of course, I will delete it after launching this video. And then we simply specify code. You shouldn't really care about what's going on here. It's simple what you do with the node, like embedding nodes of OpenAI. This one, embedding, it's actually wrapped code that we have here. It's just the same. The only thing that we specify here is array of the filters. And our filters is simply data ID arrays. And we will search through all of them. And then we simply get our answer. As you can see it here, POPI, and actually this data was taken from this YouTube video. At least it should be taken. Let me check execution. And you see like database retrieval. We asked like POPI and we got response like this text from the video, from this one. So AI actually used it, processed it to return to us this output. And basically that's all. We build the POPI, and as a next step you can add, I don't know, we can, for example, instead of OpenAI, we can use Claude model as POPI have. You can change models there. Or you can change the way how we talk to data. Because right now you retrieve some data, and it means that if you have, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos and you want to make AI know about all data from these videos, the full transcription, then you can use contextual threading method. It means that with the instead of like retrieving data from knowledge base, you can send to OpenAI in the thread that you created additional message. So you sort of preparing the dialogue and sending all transcriptions of your videos in your dialogue. So OpenAI will have this context in the thread or in the dialogue, and it will respond based on that without using any knowledge base or any vector store. You can add more types here. You can add, I don't know, subscription here in a few clicks with a stripe. And it will be just the same POPI as they have. This is how you can build different products with Lovable, N8N, and Supabase. This is how I do that for all my clients, using Purity and building all this stuff in just a few hours. And if you know more about it, check our community. We have a free community with a lot of different guides, and also we have a paid community actually, where you will be able to find this template and you will be able to remix this Lovable project. As you can see, you can remix it, but for that you need to have this URL, and you need to make me disconnect this Supabase, because with this Supabase connection you won't be able to do that. And right now it's public, but I can make it private, and you can remix it. You'll be able to simply copy all these SQL queries for creating all these tables. I will share it too. You just need to definition. You simply send it to SQL editor and it will create for you all these tables without any problems. Or even you can ask to repeat these SQL queries from the history, because Lovable knows everything that what happened here, and you will have this history of messages also here, and we'll see how I actually do that, how I prompt in Lovable, how I fix the problems, for example. And in just a couple clicks you will be able to launch your own copy of this product and use it for your own needs. For that you need to join our paid community and stay tuned, because we will have much more cool products soon and different interesting tools that will simplify you building such AI solutions. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye.